This wasn't just a bad habit, it was a slow-motion career suicide. I used to wear my procrastination like a badge of honor. Oh, I work best under pressure, I'd say as I scrambled to finish reports at 2 a.m. I'm just so busy, I'd claim while secretly binge-watching Netflix instead of prepping for that huge client meeting. Then came the day my boss called me into his office with that look, the one that freezes your blood. 2 words, final warning. That's when I realized I wasn't managing my time. My procrastination was managing me. The craziest part? I knew exactly what would happen every time. The panic, the all-nighters, the shame of missing another deadline. Yet I kept hitting snooze on my own life. Until I discovered one stupidly simple trick that rewired my brain in just 2 minutes. And friends, it saved my job, my sanity, and maybe, just maybe, it'll save yours too. Here's the brutal truth nobody tells you: procrastination isn't about time management. It's about pain management. Your brain isn't lazy, it's terrified. That report you're avoiding? Your primitive mind sees it as a threat, like a predator in the tall grass. So it does what any smart animal would do: it runs. To Instagram, to research, to suddenly reorganizing your sock drawer. Harvard research shows 95% of people procrastinate, but only because we're all fighting the same neurological war. We've been sold a dangerous myth that procrastinators are weak. The reality? We're overthinkers with Ferrari engines and bicycle brakes. Every time you delay, your brain gets a sick reward, a hit of relief from avoiding discomfort. But like any addiction, the crash is brutal. The guilt, the lost opportunities, that voice whispering you're failing. But today we're changing the game. Because what if I told you there's a way to hack this cycle in just 120 seconds? The breakthrough came from an unlikely source: nuclear submarines. Yes, you heard that right. Navy psychologists discovered submariners couldn't afford procrastination when lives were on the line. Their solution? The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, you do it immediately. No negotiations. No, I'll do it later. But here's how I weaponized it against chronic procrastination. The magic isn't in completing tasks, it's in breaking the spell of avoidance. When you feel resistance bubbling up, set a timer for just 120 seconds and promise yourself, I only have to do this for 2 minutes. Open the report and write 1 sentence. Start that workout by just tying your shoes. Your brain stops seeing a mountain and sees a molehill instead. And here's the secret no one tells you: 80% of the time, you'll keep going. This works because you're not fighting willpower, you're hacking evolutionary biology. Your amygdala, the brain's panic button, can only sustain fear for about 90 seconds unless you feed it. By the time your timer beeps, the resistance melts away. I went from nearly getting fired to completing 90% of tasks immediately using this. Not because I became more disciplined, but because I stopped arguing with my own brain. Right now, your future self is begging you for this one small gift. Every 2-minute victory creates ripples through time. That email you send today becomes a promotion next year. That workout you start becomes lifelong health. That project you begin becomes a thriving business. I learned this the hard way when I tracked my 2-minute wins for a month. They snowballed into the most productive year of my life. Procrastination isn't stealing your time, it's stealing your identity. Every time you delay, you're telling yourself, I'm not someone who does things. But take those 2 minutes? That's proof you're someone who keeps promises to yourself. Naval Special Warfare commanders use a brutal truth: action precedes motivation. You won't feel ready first. The confidence comes after you move. This isn't about productivity hacks, it's about self-trust. When I started honoring those 2-minute commitments, something unexpected happened. The voice saying, you'll fail, got quieter. The voice saying, let's try, got louder. And that's how ordinary people rewrite their stories. One tiny, 2-minute proof of worthiness at a time. Here's your mission if you choose to accept it. I want you to pause this video right now. Not later. Not after one more scroll. Now. Pick one thing you've been putting off, something that would take less than 2 minutes. Reply to that email. Put your workout clothes on. Open that document. Prove to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. This isn't just about checking a box, it's about reclaiming your power. Every time you honor a 2-minute promise to yourself, you're building a new identity: someone who takes action. Someone who keeps commitments. Someone who doesn't negotiate with fear. And if you're ready to make that shift, hit like, not for me, but to lock in that commitment to yourself. The secret was never motivation, it was always momentum. Subscribe if you want more ways to outsmart your brain and unlock your potential. But more importantly, go be the person your future self will thank. Your 2 minutes starts now.